Secret of the war in Cambodia. Lon Nol is the leader responsible for the war in Cambodia because he is accused of being the one who started the war with the communist Vietnam, which had 60,000 troops in Cambodia. The Vietnamese Communist Army. Let's say that Lon Nol is responsible as Prime Minister. However, if we examine the elements of the war, we see that this war was not caused by the Cambodians, but by the Vietnamese, and there was no prior declaration. This point makes it difficult for us to consider Lon Nol's responsibility because he was not the one who started the war, but the accuser. We can continue to say that Lon Nol is not the one who started the war, but he is the one who started the war because he was the one who instigated the overthrow of Prince Norodom Sihanouk from the position of head of state for life, which was the factor that led to the war. Suppose this accusation is correct, but we ask the accuser, what does the story of the overthrow of Prince Norodom Sihanouk have to do with the Vietnamese communists, who are all foreigners who have mobilized a large number of troops to attack the Khmer National Army? The story of the overthrow of Prince Norodom Sihanouk is a Khmer affair, not a Khmer affair. Therefore, Mr. Lon Nol cannot be held responsible, nor can the Khmer people, for a war that the Vietnamese created with the support of Prince Norodom Sihanouk. The characteristic of Prince Norodom Sihanouk's policy, which he adopted as his policy, was to take the future of the country as his bet. We know that betting is a gamble. There are losses and wins, for example, betting on his future in his policy with China, the Vietnamese communists. This bet for himself, sometimes he lost, sometimes he won. But he did not think that the loser was the Khmer people, because they were the recipients of all kinds of suffering in his political bet. In his political career, he brought great suffering to three major people. 1. The policy of bringing the communist Vietnam to invade Cambodia, 1970-1975. On 2. The genocidal policy of the Khmer Rouge, 1975-1979, who were both his friends and his enemies. 3. The policy of supporting the Khmer leaders and the Vietnamese puppets in power to serve the Vietnamese policy at the expense of the Khmer nation. Mr. Saloth Sar, known as Pol Pot, was the leader. His responsibility was obvious in the scope of national politics, destroying the national strength to nothing, which was a factor that made it easier for the communist Vietnam to implement its policy of territorial expansion. It should be known that communist Vietnam sent the Khmer Viet Minh, who were pro-Vietnamese Khmer Rouge, Vietnamese but Khmer, to work with the pure Khmer Rouge. These Khmer Viet Minh were the ones who massacred the Khmer people at the grassroots level, using the name of the higher organization as the commander. The 3 years that the Khmer Rouge closed the gates of the Khmer Kingdom to kill the Khmer people themselves were the hopes of Vietnam with great value that were not even considered in advance for their own benefit. We do not need to find the responsibility of the current leaders, not all of them, because they are Khmer but have a heart for the Vietnamese. Together with the Vietnamese holding Khmer identity cards, serving Vietnam to destroy the interests of the Khmer nation. For Mr. Lon Nol, his fault is that he lacked sufficient ability to prepare the future of the nation in the face of the enemy of the nation, the communist Vietnamese. As for Samdech Norodom Sihanouk, his fault is the fault of joining hands with the enemy to destroy the Khmer nation itself, which is considered treason. As for the Khmer Rouge, their mistakes are crimes against humanity and treason. For those who are former Khmer Rouge members and actively participated in the Khmer genocide, while others are guilty of joining the hands of foreign enemies to destroy the interests of the Khmer nation. Source: What is January 7th for Khmer People by Mr. Up Sao Sangha.